Hello, everybody. Welcome to We're Smarter Than This, a Star Wars review series. I am
Uh-huh.
Bronson Fiore, joined by the radliest of rad duders, Mr. Aaron Reynolds.
How you doing, Bronson?
Oh, I watched three kind of okay movies this week.
I watched three movies within the last 24 hours.
Mine felt like that because I had so much OT this week that literally
Yeah,
all I did was work and watch these movies until today.
it's a hell of a life to live.
Yep. I watched three very okay, well, actually, two okay movies and one kind of bad movie.
I'm gonna withhold my thoughts on all these movies for when we get to
Uh,
each one because it's
Alright,
been interesting coming back to these.
so we're on the right half of this lovely Star Wars picture I have as our background.
Oh,
Uh,
wonderful. Okay.
Return of the Jedi is
Oh,
what
that
we
movie.
watched this week.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't. I feel like this movie gets a lot of love because it's connected to the original trilogy, when
Well.
in
hmm.
reality it has a lot of the problems the prequels have.
Well, okay. So I gotta say, I didn't. I did. I wait. I put all this off to the end. I put this all off until the weekend started.
Mm.
Not necessarily. The weekend or the week started off kind of stressful just because of work stuff,
Of
but it
course.
started getting better as things progressed there. But I realized Friday night as I was loading up Return of the Jedi, the reason I put all these movies off for so long is I just continued to have no desire to watch Return of the Jedi. uh, every for Wednesday and Thursday, both times I had the thought, well, I guess it's time to watch Return of the Jedi, and then I thought, I don't want to do that. What? Uh, so the thing is, I've had that attitude for years, so I haven't seen Return of the Jedi from start to finish for a very long time.
Okay.
So it was interesting coming back and just sitting down and watching it.
How was
Um,
it for you? Because I haven't
so
watched through this one in a while either.
I thought it was a good enough ending for the original trilogy. I think there were a lot of scenes that were certainly worthy of the original Star Wars theme and vibe. Um, there was one particular portion that has been ragged on for years and years, and we'll get to that as we go. But generally, I thought it was the worst of the three that we've seen so far.
Yes,
But I still
absolutely.
think yeah, but I think it was still good.
I thought it was all right.
Okay,
And I went into it with like remembering the movie fondly
yeah,
because I rewatched all these movies like I said 4 years ago, almost going on 5 years ago now. And I generally thought that it was like it starts out so strong. Like it
hmm,
starts out so strong, other than the fact that they make Boba Fett into a giant bitch. Um,
yeah.
like that, like this entire earlier movie makes him seem like the biggest badass. No, it turns out he's just a giant bitch. So real unfortunate there. Eh. As for the rest of the movie as it went on, I thought that the fucking Ewok scene took.
Man,
I have no problem with the Ewoks themselves, but the
uh,
the first Ewok scene when they're captured and they think C-3PO is God and Luke floats them around and
eh.
I'm like Jesus fucking Christ, this is taking forever.
I I thought it was okay, that scene in particular. It was when you start to realize that the Ewoks are a more integral part of the final battle towards the end. I was like, no, this can't be how we do this.
Nah, man, a bunch of teddy bears with fucking sticks taking down, mechs and laser guns.
So okay, so I want to start at the beginning. They have the scene where they run into Jabba the Hutt and they're trying to uh, get Han Solo back, and Leia does her sneak entrance, and
Which I thought all that was great. I thought like Leia showing up as a bounty hunter, and
yep,
like I
that was
thought
cool.
like that was a nice touch. I thought like the way Luke shows up was really neat. Like all that. The entire intro scene was great from beginning to end.
Uh,
Other than Boba Fett dying like a bitch.
how do you remember the original release of Return of the
I
Jedi?
don't remember it well.
Okay,
Because
I
that's the
swear.
one. That's the one my mom wouldn't take me to when those came out when I was like 6.
Uh,
So
um, I believe that there was a second song. There was a first song that was in the original release, and then the re-release added a second song with
Oh,
CGI singer.
God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That scene.
My brain just repressed it. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, no, I thought I would.
Yeah, oh,
Da
God.
da be.
Yeah, what the
And
hell,
there's that
George Lucas?
"Otubo da da," and then he like widens his mouth, and you can see the spit going because they know how to animate with computers. Check it out. It's like,
Just,
bad.
George Lucas, why? You know what the sad part about it is that was done in the 90s, so that probably cost like a small fortune and took a render farm to make.
Oh yeah.
Like what we could
Oh.
probably do now on this computer sitting to the left of me took probably an entire room of heavily air conditioned computers
Yep.
and like in like a year of an animator's time.
Probably.
You know, I
Um,
want to meet the man who animated that and like just be like, "Are you okay, sir?"
I mean, do you
Did
think he's probably doing work at like Pixar or something now?
probably still
Like
doing work
head of
over
something. Or
at
working at Lucasfilm. Yeah,
Lucasfilm.
sure.
Yeah, like that job probably pays pretty well, I imagine.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, the whole intro scene where eventually, yeah, everyone's captured and they're gonna be sacrificed to the Sarlacc, and then that all goes awry in a good way, and they head out. Other than one or two little things like that CG scene, that I think that scene's great. Uh,
I did like how when like Han was rescued, and it's just like Luke's a Jedi Knight. Oh, I'm God. Everybody gets delusions of grandeur. That was a good line. I
yep.
actually, but Han Solo as a whole through this movie, I felt like he wasn't Han Solo.
Well, see, that's how I felt about a lot of Empire Strikes Back, and I feel like this is a continuation of that.
Huh. Well, it was a little less noticeable in that movie. Like this is just like completely like he's really jokey and like just weirdly out of character and like it just this does not fit the dude who iced a man in the middle of a bar and didn't give a fuck
Right.
at all.
No, 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 no.
So
Yeah, that's of course its own issue as well. But to me, that I felt like that was a continuation of Episode 5 Han Solo. I thought the way A New Hope ended, like Han Solo decided he's going to be one of the good guys, and then in absence of being an asshole at the beginning of 5, he's like sweet on Leia while they're the entire time they're on Hoth, and then like it continues from there. But it kind of becomes more apparent here
right,
how much
no,
he's changed in that
yeah,
time.
yes, it has become very, very apparent.
Maybe it's a side effect of being frozen in carbonite.
Just makes you really sweet.
Oh God, I thought I was dead. I guess maybe I shouldn't be an asshole. I don't know.
I mean, that'll do that to people. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a near death experience earlier this year, and I was definitely a lot nicer for a little bit.
For a little bit.
So, not forever though.
No, no.
No, never gonna be
Um,
nice forever, everyone. I'm sorry.
okay, so what was the scene that happened after that? They escape into space.
And they go over the I thought they went over the plans
Yes,
for the new Death Star and how they
that's
need to
right.
disable the shield generator. It's like, what idiots would volunteer for that? General Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. And then Luke goes
Oh,
on the
Luca went to the Dagobah system again.
yeah, and Yoda dies sadly.
Yeah.
Real bummer there.
Yep.
Uh, he was the highlight of the last movie for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love Empire Strikes Back Yoda.
Oh, he's
Just
great.
mine, mine, mine.
No, that Yoda's great.
And
Then
and that
trying to
Yoda
think of
also has the best fucking quote ever. So, uh,
yeah, no, he's got a couple great quotes.
but like the one that always gets brought up, and like I use this in my day to day life all the fucking time. Do or do not. There is no try.
I wonder how many times each day that phrase is uttered on the planet.
Oh, just constantly.
Constantly.
I've used it on my girlfriend. I like,
uh,
and I will get into character too.
yeah, put on the voice.
Yeah, like she.
No, do or do not. There is no try. Okay, well, I'm just trying to pour syrup over these pancakes, so please just.
But no, she'll get down on some certain things and just like she'll be like, okay, I'll try, and I'll be like, no. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan has a good speech there as a ghost, as a Force ghost. Talk with him about the nature of Anakin and Darth Vader and all that fun stuff. So that was nice.
Yeah, the scene was very brief but very powerful, especially Yoda becoming one with the Force and whatnot.
Yep.
So yeah, no, that was a sad to see him go and whatnot.
I remember caring a lot about the change in Luke visually.
Yeah, well, yeah, because like when you first see him come in all black, you're like, oh shit.
Shit.
You're like, oh no, what the fuck has happened in the past year?
I think up to the movies we've watched today, Return of the Jedi, Luke has the best outfit.
Oh, of the Jedi's at least, for sure. Like,
I know some people would prioritize Vader, but that's just because he
hard.
plays by his own rules.
That's hard. Both of those are very iconic. I think if you discount Vader, then yes, easily. I think with Vader, it's pretty even. It's just that it's really hard to compare to Vader because that costume design is fucking incredible.
Well, okay, let me say this: of everything I've worn, I would most like to wear Return of the Jedi Luke's outfit.
You want to know what my favorite Luke Skywalker is? Last Jedi Luke.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him in years now. I'd have to retake a look at him.
Right.
Maybe in like a week or so.
Yeah, okay, let me rephrase this. When I mention any of the movies I haven't watched it is based off of however long it's been since the last time I watched that movie. Which in the case of that movie, it was 2 years ago.
Exactly. Like I can't.
But
when you said Last Jedi Luke Skywalker, I just saw like old Luke with blue milk dribbling down his beard. I was that's an interesting look, Bronson. I don't know.
Is that not the best Luke Skywalker?
It's pretty good.
I loved everything they did to him in that movie. I'm sorry, but we'll get to that movie later.
We'll get to that movie. Their thoughts I think we'll have some interesting thoughts about the sequel.
We actually have a guest for that one because he was very insistent on arguing with me about that movie for the past 3 years.
Has he at least watched?
Yeah.
The rest recently?
Yeah, and I told him to go do that.
Okay.
But like, right. I told him, and I also because he has literally been arguing with me about The Last Jedi since like the week after it came out.
Oh, it hasn't everyone.
Yeah, but like this motherfucker will not stop. He is on a crusade to make me change my opinion about that movie, and I might after I rewatch it. Like,
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I might go into that podcast being like, "Well, Quinn, you're right."
Right. We'll see. I am interested, but I think us going in well prepared will be very nice. So
yeah, it definitely gives you a content like. I'm going to discuss this during Phantom, but like watching these three right before the prequels gave me some additional appreciation for the prequels, actually.
Yes.
But I'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
So yeah, no. So they're on. They're on. They
What
get
was
to
it? Endor.
Endor, the forest moon of Endor,
Yes.
and they find out that it's a giant fucking. Well, they get in that speeder bike chase, which
Yeah, the speeder bike stuff.
went on way too fucking long. It
It was
was
trying to be an action scene on the same level as the other, beginning and end
Hoth,
bits. So yeah,
Hoth, and but like just too long, bro. Just like cut off 3-4 minutes. You know.
uh, yeah, that one's hard. I don't know. That's an iconic scene
Oh yeah,
again, but I think it's also just because it was Star Wars.
I also think that was because it was in the '80s and there wasn't as much like that.
I also think I'm not certain. We just watched the first two movies, but I think that was the first instance of Luke using a lightsaber to deflect blasters. I don't
Um,
remember
I
because Darth Vader blocked Han Solo's shot with his hand.
yeah, maybe I want to say that's an Empire.
Maybe
No, but I think that might be the
they
first.
they use a lot more lightsabers in the Empire Strikes Back, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that well in this they use this is probably the most you ever see a lightsaber used in the original trilogy is this movie.
Oh, this movie, yeah,
Um,
you got
um,
lightsabers in the middle, beginning, middle, and end. So,
yeah, so you have the speeder bike chase, and then they go
yep,
split off.
which I was fine with. Like it wasn't like a favorite thing of mine, but it was fine.
Yeah, like it was memorable. It was good enough to be like, yeah, that was a good scene, if a little bit too long.
Very action packed for three stormtroopers versus Luke and Leia on speeder bikes.
Yeah, these two massive force attuned heroes versus three army men essentially.
Yep.
Fucking the Empire trains them right, except how to shoot a fucking gun.
It's very easy to clown on the stormtroopers, but yeah, when the heroes that we follow most of the time are usually Jedi, yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah,
But
and I mean, don't forget that like they do mow down the Jedi.
yeah, well,
Uh,
due to we'll get to it.
um,
Do some
yeah,
shit anyway.
yeah. Uh, so yeah, then they get captured by the Ewoks,
Yep.
and oh my god, was it so goddamn slow paced and stupid as hell. Like, I'm fine with the Ewoks existing. I just don't think that we really needed this long scene of like, oh, C3PO is their god, and they're going back and forth, and da 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 da.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed. It makes sense when you consider that they're going to be helping them later on. This is more of a trust building thing in regards to the story, but just I don't know, man. They were fine on their own, but it wasn't like a. I don't know. I don't know if there's a comparable scene in previous Star Wars movies
Not in
to
previous, in
this.
future, but not in previous.
Sure, in future, yeah, but
Like,
I was not. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I was still fine with it if it had moved on from that point. Uh, as far as like dealing with the Ewoks is concerned, I would have been fine with it. I think, but whatever.
yeah,
So
man,
anyway,
that scene just, ooh, it's rough. It's rough. It's real rough.
I like the quick bit where C-3PO is telling the story and uses sound effects to summarize the previous two movies. That was pretty good.
Well, all right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Hmm. What else was there? There was then they split up. Luke is gonna go confront Vader. They're gonna go disable the shield generator majig.
Yep.
Mathingamajig.
Lando's gonna pilot the Millennium Falcon to go blow up the Death Star again.
Yep. Death Star 2.
Mm-hmm.
And everything goes to shit on all accounts.
Yep.
Like, for everyone. Everything goes to shit for everyone.
Yep. We got let's see. Han couldn't get the shields down in time, so the Millennium Falcon and the rest of the fighters had to divert, and it turned out to be a trap because the Emperor knew.
It's a trap.
Because I think it was because
I had
Darth
to.
Vader knew. Yeah, I know. There were a lot of things in these movies. It's like, yep, yep. That's a meme. Yep.
Yep. Memes forever.
Which, man, once we got to the prequels, it was like, oh no. But yeah, I kind of liked how that was kind of going, except for all the scenes dealing with Ewoks down on Endor trying to disable the shields.
Like, just how is like my question the entire time. It's just
How what?
like, how are these little teddy bear motherfuckers with rocks and sticks beating out the Nazis of the future?
Right, which looks a little ridiculous when you have like it's like Han and Chewie and was Leia there with them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it was that whole group, and but it was like 3 or 4 of them, and maybe some rebel people, and then a bunch of Ewoks, and it just always looked real funny.
Like, what the hell is happening here?
What the hell is going on? There's a specific scene I always think of when people just say the words "Return of the Jedi," and it is that scene where they lure the stormtroopers out of the control room for the shield generator or whatever, and Han and Chewie are like waiting at the wall, and then they come over and they block the wall, and then like 40 Ewoks, little teddy bears, just and like disarm them, and then Han Solo just goes. And that's what I think of whenever I think Return of the Jedi. Was that scene just like?
So you have this big space battle happening. You have this Ewok shit show happening.
Yep.
And then you have the best part of the whole fucking movie happening with the Luke and Vader conflict.
Oh, they just start talking. I like when they just walk side by side and they're talking about being a Jedi and making a new lightsaber.
Like, I enjoy the fact that it wasn't just a straight like repeat of Empire. Like, all right, let's fight. It was just like, we're here to chat.
Yep.
like you will turn. Like, nah, I won't.
Yes, you will. No, I won't. You will turn. No, I won't.
It's just a phase. Come to the dark side. And then Grandpa Palpatine is there.
Yeah, Palpatine's hanging out.
Or as he's just known in this, the Emperor.
He's only known as the Emperor here.
Yeah.
I don't think they even call him Darth Sidious.
No, do they? No, they're just known as the Emperor.
I don't think they do. I think he's just the Emperor.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good.
That guy lays down. You gotta get props to the Emperor. That dude laid down one of the most memorable, sick performances of the franchise with this.
He does really good.
Like, I don't know who that. Like, I don't know what the audition for that role was. Where they're just like, we need you to be the most evil motherfucker in the world.
He just walked up to the mic and he said, "I'm afraid our shield generator will be quite operational when your friends arrive." It's just like, ugh.
It just gives you the heebie-jeebies the entire time. Just the entire time, just heebie-jeebies.
Doesn't help his skin has been aged by, like, hatred.
Literal hatred.
And lightning, to be fair, but we don't know that yet.
Mostly hatred.
Yes.
Yeah, when he busts out Force Lightning for the first time, you're like, oh shit.
Like, yeah, when you're thinking about these movies coming out for the first time and you see that, it's like, what?
Oh.
We were just moving stuff before. What is this?
We're just moving stuff and, like, it was like, that was it. It was just move stuff.
Changing people's minds. That's about it.
Jumping high. Now it's just like, we can shoot fucking lightning out of our hands.
Jesus Christ.
I'm very glad that in the new trilogy and all the new books and whatnot, they haven't taken the Force to ridiculous places yet.
Not yet. Because time.
Well, even the prequels don't do it that much. Like, because, like, man, if did you ever watch or read any of the extended universe stuff?
I went through like the Wikipedia articles and like obviously the games expose you to some weird stuff too.
Yeah, like Star Killer isn't a perfect example of ridiculous feat of like he pulled a star destroyer out of the sky.
But that was so cool. I don't care.
It was, and this is why Star Wars is stupid.
I,
Like,
I hate the one I found out in one of the games there is a power you could learn where you could like force hate and you just concentrate your hate and anger on someone and they just die. It's yeah. So that's what I'm thinking of. Like when you think of like weird ass awful force powers, they
or
just
like, there's this one that if man, if you ever read the extended version of Luke, he's basically unkillable.
well,
Like,
sure.
he's basically God. Like he has this ability that like if you have any cut on your body, he like just make it explode blood.
What?
Yeah. Like all your
Ugh,
like just make your body explode off of like one cut.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like but like it start like that moment from Star Killer was cool, but it's just like when you think like the problem is if you think about it long term at all, it's like why the fuck did he just do that all the time?
Oh right.
What the fuck? Like why are any of these stormtroopers or dudes coming after him a threat?
I think if we start thinking that way, there's a lot of Star Wars like scenes throughout these movies where we're like, why didn't you just use the Force there?
Well, yeah, there's
You
a
could have
lot.
used the Force there.
There's a lot of Star Wars where if you analyze it all, you're like, this
You don't want to get too far into that. We're not here to analyze that aspect of it too
no, we're
much.
not. I'll give you
Uh,
that.
but I thought the scenes with the Death Star were pretty good. Um,
Yeah, like I thought the lead up, the stalling, like everything involving space with that was pretty solid. I think that
it was just all dependent on what was going down on Endor.
which that is the like I that it seems that like a lot of the movies from this one onward have like an issue with one part of it being interesting while one part of it sucks.
Or it like splits off into three parts, and like one part's the one you're most interested, and one's decent, and one's like it's probably relevant to the story, but good.
But like God, does it suck? Yeah, like trust me, I'm not looking forward to two movies from now. Um,
I'm excited.
uh,
But so yeah, so that all happens, and then I don't know. I guess should we go right to the electric
Boogaloo.
fingers and Vader looking back and forth over and over and over and over again, in case the conflict in him was not apparent enough.
They needed you to know, man. They needed you to know, and they did. And because Vader doesn't have a face, it just happens to be really funny. Just like
Yeah, exactly.
it reminded me of Ace Ventura when he gets the arrow at each knee. And he's like, ah, 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 ah. Like that's what I'm just picturing in Vader's mind eternally. Just ah, ah.
That's all you can imagine is just one face.
Uh,
But yeah, that happens, and uh, like something that happens in the third episode, you know, everything seems to be going all as planned until the one thing you expect to stay constant does not.
and just whoop down an elevator
And oh,
shaft.
it was just that easy, huh? All right.
As we're finding out, not because the trailers for the new one, but
Yep.
oh, but no, it's just they
I'm
kill.
waiting for Palpatine to have like escaped the same way Luke did in 5, where he fell down and then got sucked into an air vent.
I hope that's their explanation.
That would be so good.
I don't want it to be something like through my master Darth Plagueis, I learned how to cheat death. I want it to be I hid in the air vents when the explosion happened, and then I crawled my way to safety. That's what I want.
I'm gonna call it now. He manifests himself through the Force.
like a Force ghost, but
He's a
physical.
he's a Force ghost, but he's still acting and evil.
Okay, I could. Palpatine is a strong enough user of the Force where I could picture that.
Yeah, we haven't seen any evil Force ghosts, which is interesting. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I know that Luke in the EU always wrote it down as a light side power.
Right,
So
but this is Disney. Who cares?
Luke exactly. They just
What
want to
makes
take.
money?
Yeah, well, that's Star Wars in general. I remember when Disney bought Star Wars, I was like, oh God, no. And it
Yeah.
wasn't. And it wasn't because I didn't want Disney to have Star Wars. It was because at the time, Star Wars was kind of at its lowest point. We just had that awful Connect game. We hadn't had a
Oh
good game
yeah.
for 5 years. We haven't had a movie in 5 years, and boy howdy, did those prequel trilogy just light the world on fire. So like at this point, I'm just like, just let it die.
Force Unleashed was okay.
It was okay.
I liked it.
Second one was shit though.
Second one, I don't know about, but
I played through it. It was not good.
that's
It
what I
was
hear.
the nicest thing I can say about it is it was 4 hours long.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna pay $60 for that, but whatever.
You could probably find it now for like $1.
Well, yeah, of course.
I think they
But
have them both to on. I remember constantly Steam sale has them both for like $5 together.
nice.
Um, yeah, I liked Force Unleashed the first one, but like when you talk about like great Star Wars games, I honestly think the last one up until Fallen Order has been Battlefront 2, and that came out in '05.
Sure. What?
Uh,
Because yeah, Republic Commando came out before that.
a couple months before actually.
Yeah. Okay.
And then KOTOR 2 was the year prior, and KOTOR 1 was the year before that. And Rogue Squadron was the year before that, or Rogue Squadron 2. Man, and same with Jedi Outcast. Man, like 2000 to 2005 had a stretch of
Hey.
just Star Wars bangers.
Yeah.
Like the prequels may not have been. Oh, Pod Racing was a good game too.
Pod Racing was a good game.
Yeah, from the mid '90s to like '05, you had just a series of Star Wars bangers in video games.
Yeah.
I'll still play Rogue Squadron every now and then.
Sure.
Rogue Squadron
But
2 on the GameCube, that Death Star run, I'll play that 100 times over.
sure.
Still looks pretty good too. Do an HD port of that.
One of these days.
Oh, man, Disney is missing out on like. Disney needs to go to EA and be like, so why are we not doing HD remasters of this, and this?
Oh, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know.
okay, at minimum, Battlefront 2, KOTOR 1 and 2, and one of the Rogue Squadrons.
Well, okay, they already are working on new Battlefronts, and so that's what they're going to concentrate on.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware, but these first two were definitely no Battlefront 2.
No, I
And
think what you're asking for is for them to make it more like Battlefront 2, but look like the new Battlefront.
2.
Yeah.
Which, I actually played some Battlefront 2 fairly recently. It's not bad. It's just, like, it's not of the same caliber. Like, it doesn't have that... It doesn't have the ship battles. It doesn't have, like... It has the heroes, but they're not as interesting. Like, there's a lot of stuff there's a problem there.
Sure.
But yeah, no, so this... Back to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, let's get back to the movie.
Jesus.
Okay, so I think the best thing about the remaster, the CG inclusion of the remasters, was the celebration scene where they went from planet to planet.
I loved that, especially because George Lucas, being the asshole that he is, put in Naboo.
Yep.
And you put in fucking Jar Jar.
All the guns are hanging out.
Oh, that made me so happy. I was just like, oh, George Lucas just wants to spite all you nerds, and I love it.
Look, man,
I love it
Naboo
so
was
much.
integral to the story. So, was huge. Like, you have to.
It was. They did Naboo, Coruscant, Tatooine, and then some other one I'm forgetting.
I'm forgetting it, too.
Yeah, like...
But-
I also like the CG Hayden Christensen.
Yeah,
as a Force ghost.
I watched it actually a few times over because I was like, I don't something a little awkward at the first shot, just the way they did it. But also, I was like, how else would you do it? Because it had to be the moment before Darth Vader began, because Anakin was kind of gone. Anakin sort of came back at the very end, but I guess they didn't want him to be that Anakin.
No, they didn't want him to be deformed, old, like fucked up Anakin.
What was the original version? What did he look like there?
Just an old middle-aged guy in Jedi robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I add sources in the middle of a recording?
I mean, yeah, of course. I would think.
I mean, then hold on a sec. Let's see if I can add this.
So, yeah, I'm gonna see original version. Return of the Jedi, Anakin. That's probably the wrong order, but that should give me a.
There we go. Yeah, just
You got it up. Oh, okay. I'm looking at it.
there's an old dude.
Yep.
There's an old guy.
I love that. Yeah, they just went a completely different direction with him because they had to.
Yeah, well, they you know. Hold on one sec. So I got a picture of my YouTube thumbnail. It looks like.
You get it big enough.
Yeah, it's big enough. So hopefully it'll get put on screen here. Hold on. Add source, media file, desktop. How did it go to downloads folder? Hold on. No, it went to the desktop. I'm just blind, I guess. Oh, saved as an HTML while docs. Stupid.
Now that I'm looking at it right now, he looks like what he would have looked like had had he been 100% human and healthy when he was struck down, rather than the pasty white part machine man.
That unfortunately lived through that nightmare. Oh yeah, I can straight up add sources like mid recording. Okay, yeah. So hey everyone.
Oh.
Yeah, you're taking over Aaron and I's face.
Oh no, what are you doing?
Yep, just giant picture of the three ghost boys.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm gonna leave it there for a second.
This original version?
Yeah, it's the original and the old one side by side.
Okay.
Or the new one. The original and the new one.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you know.
Alright, and
that's what it needed to happen. That's fine.
Alright. Okay, good to know that I can just drop those in mid go round. That's nice. And we're learning their stuff about XSplit all the time, everyone.
I like it though.
Yep.
That was a change that needed to happen, and it makes more sense, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit. And then I enjoyed Vader's redemption scene. It's just like,
yep,
that was nice. It's a bummer that we couldn't have a bunch of Vader father and son ass kicking adventures, but
yeah.
And then they do the fire scene, and Vader's body burns, and they have the party, and then
the party.
Yes.
One of the exclamation point of how ridiculous the Ewoks are, like the few rebel pilots and fighters that are on Endor, and they're all partying, and like 80% of them are Ewoks, so you just see these couple fighters going, yeah, the Empire's over. I'm dancing with this Ewok named Laura. This is stupid. Like, that's just how it struck me. It was the weirdest thing. And then we have no idea what Luke and Leia and Han's plans are afterwards or anything like that, and I guess we wouldn't. But I don't know. That was a weird way to end it in terms of like the very last scene. Other than the ghosts. The ghosts were good. But.
Yeah, no, for sure. So what do you think?
I think it is overall a good movie. I think that it is third on the list as of this point.
Yeah, I think it is okay. Like, it was... The stuff with Luke and Vader was great. The rest of it was just kind of okay for me. Other than that, in the intro, for me, it is also dead last.
Yep.
So, review our rankings. My number one is Empire, followed by New Hope and Return.
I am New Hope at the top, and then Empire, and then Return.
All right, everyone will be back next week with This Is Where Shit Gets Real, The Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Not even next week, like tomorrow.
Well.
Yeah.